Well, the protest by Indian Youth Congress workers at the Bharat Mandapam at the International AI Summit hosted by India has caused a lot of criticism of the Congress party. Joining us to talk about this is Smriti Irani, BJP leader, former minister. Thank you, ma'am, for speaking to NDTV. What was so inappropriate about the protest that happened today? Because the Congress party is saying that protest is something that's normal in any democracy. What was really something that was so inappropriate about what happened today?
I'm gobsmacked, Vasudha, you'll ask me that question. As an Indian, ask yourself, was that a BJP rally venue? Where Prime Minister of India was reaching out to the voters of India to vote for him so that he can come back in power? No. It was a summit so that the best of entrepreneurial minds, technological minds of India can create partnerships for a larger Indian populace, can energize our economic engines through technological prospects. The best of international cohorts have amalgamated there. So when the Congress party comes together to attack the AI summit, it does not attack Prime Minister Modi or the BJP. It attacks Indian prospects, Indian companies, Indian engineers, Indian academicians, the normal average Indian citizen who is thronging to the summit, hoping to have a glimpse of the future. You want to protest against the Prime Minister, by all means. The Prime Minister has articulated it on many occasions. By all means, protest in Parliament, protest on the streets, debate in Parliament, deliberate, have your say, shouting matches on the 9 o'clock news. By all means, you have many methodologies to express outrage against the Prime Minister politically. But the AI summit was not the BJP summit.
Why do you think
to shamelessly now tout the question, what was wrong? They were attacking India. They were not attacking Prime Minister Modi.
Smriti Irani, why do you think they chose the AI summit? Because the t-shirts they were wearing said...
Because they are diabolical, Padmaja. Because they are diabolical. The dichotomy of the whole clip that was played before you introduced me for this particular dialogue, you have Congress chief ministers praising the AI summit. You have a Congress member of parliament talking about the success of the summit. So why is it that the Congress has this dichotomy within? Why is it that the Congress speaks in a forked tongue? And like I said, there are enough platforms to attack Prime Minister Modi. Politically, there isn't a platform that the Congress party has left unturned. But this summit was not of the Bharatiya Janata parties.
Right. Smriti ma'am, what
the fact that there was a planned intervention, what I see on your screen right now, printed t-shirts, which means this is not an afterthought. This is not a spur of the moment outrage. Somebody literally sat and planned this. So who in the Congress party was so diabolical that they said, hell with India's prospects, let's attack India, where there's an international audience hoping to create a synergy between Indian and international companies. Who was it in the Congress party? I think at least the country deserves that response from the Congress party.
Right. Smriti ma'am, you defeated Rahul Gandhi in 2019. If there's one message that you want to send out to him, what is it that you would want to tell him today?
Do you think, Vasudha, this happened without his instructions? पत्ता नहीं हिलता कांग्रेस में बिना गांधी खानदान के इंस्ट्रक्शन के. Do you think any congressman has the audacity, the capacity to do what they did today? Do you think these men who are standing there in their banyans with a t-shirt in their hand, do you remember this is what they did against Sumitra Mahajan in the House? This is what they did to a female Speaker of the House. I'm trying to revive your memory. Do you remember they did a shirtless pradarshan against Sumitra Mahajan, shaming a female Speaker of the House? They knew the repercussions of this. They knew the outrage. They knew the distaste with which this will be greeted. They just wanted that distaste to have an international flavor.
Playing the devil's advocate, again and again, the Congress has said that the India-US trade deal, and that is essentially what they were targeting today as well through these protests, through these T-shirts. It talks about the trade deal and how the Prime Minister...
Was the Commerce Minister present there? Was a deal on the table where two parties are signing?
So they want the international gaze on it. They want people across the world to know, because the world media is there, delegates are there. They want the world to know.
Basically, so Padmaja, what you're saying is that just because they wanted the world's PR machinery to take cognizance of the Congress party, they were okay to shatter opportunities for Indian companies which employ fellow Indian citizens. Is that what the Congress's position is? That we wanted PR attention of the global media, and hence we attacked that very place where Indian companies that can create livelihood opportunities for Indians in agriculture, in enterprise, in academia, we attacked Indian companies because we wanted our 2 minutes of global fame. Is that what the Congress's position is?
A lot of chatter that I saw online said, अरे देखिए जो ये AI summit है उसको सरकार अपने PR के लिए इस्तेमाल कर रही है. If they can turn it into a personal sort of a glorification platform, then well, that is the kind of message that you will get countering it also.
If the French stand there and celebrate the digital infrastructure of India, is that something that the Congress party bemoans? If Nandan Nilenkani stands there and talks about the impact of AI on animal husbandry and the dairy industry of India, is that something that the Congress party will shy away from and not celebrate? The fact that a small farmer in India has the capacity to embrace AI, where many nations today are finding it difficult to come to terms with it, is that not something about the sheer Indian potential that the Congress party should have celebrated?
Right. Smriti Irani, there are two
points. Who are those lakhs of people who are thronging here? They are not BJP members. They are the average Indian citizen. Who did they go to attack?
Right. Smriti ma'am, there are 2 points that the Indian Youth Congress makes in its statement, and I want you to comment on that. One, it says that we follow the path of Mahatma Gandhi. We also follow the path of Bhagat Singh. And they go on to say...
You think Mahatma Gandhi went to an international summit and removed his clothes?
No, not at all.
For heaven's sake.
And the second thing that they say, ma'am, is that they're saying that, we chose this because we are not allowed to protest in other venues, and that our social media accounts are also being controlled.
Which street has been denied to them? They are a political organization that came out on the streets and protested when their leadership was going to get bail. They surrounded the Prime Minister of India in the Lok Sabha, physically geared him. When have they ever been stopped from protesting? Don't they come every night, Vasudha, to your studios and went against the Bharatiya Janata Party? Did NDTV ever deny them a platform? Which media platform is denied to them? Which street in India is denied to them? Which parliament session is denied to them? I can understand if the media does a blackout. Does the media do that? No. Which newspaper denies them space to write columns against the BJP or against the Prime Minister? Every avenue of protest, digitally, physically, is available to them. Every pillar of the democratic constituency of India is available for them.
But Mr. Gandhi has argued otherwise.
How can they ever say they are denied an opportunity?
Because the Congress has argued, and specifically Mr. Gandhi, he said even during the first half of the budget session that basically every institution has been captured by the BJP, including the media, which according to him is reading out a script of the BJP as well. And perhaps the streets are the only avenue left.
Let's do one thing, Padmaja. Open up NDTV for a live debate. Invite Mr. Gandhi and invite anybody from the BJP. Cut it live. Let's debate. Let's see whether Mr. Gandhi comes. I say let all channels, news channels of India amalgamate, open it up as a forum. call Mr. Gandhi or whoever they deem fit, but especially Mr. Gandhi, call anybody from the BJP and let's debate.
Okay, it's
Will he?
open challenge from Smriti Irani to the Congress party, to Rahul Gandhi. Let's see if somebody actually takes this up.
Debate. That is the very foundation of our democracy, correct?
Yeah.
Or is the foundation of a democracy men in banyan ripping their t-shirts off in front of a foreign delegate?
Smriti Irani, I mean, if you are an opposition leader today, what would you have done? Because, you know, it's the sheer nature of the protest which has also brought in a lot of criticism of the Congress party, because it's just not one of those protests,
Vasudha, this is not a spur of the moment protest. You know, no Congress man or no Congresswoman has the capacity to do what was done today without instructions. Anybody who has covered politics as a media personality or anybody who's had a political journey knows how the Congress functions. I'm extremely interested in knowing who directed this without taking into consideration that it is India that you're attacking, that it is India that you're shaming. Do you think any foreign delegate who was there at that venue at that time knew any of these so-called youth Congress leaders? No. So who directed them is the question. Okay. And has there any statement been offered right now by the Congress leadership denouncing this shameful act, hauling up these people? Because if the CM of Telangana is praising the summit while this attack is underway, can you imagine in what a state of disarray is the Congress party that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing? So the hand that runs riot in the Congress party, can somebody please point out to that hand? Because if the Congress party to begin with was against this very summit, do you think the CM of Telangana would be addressing people in the summit?
Yeah.
And this is about business as a whole for India, not about any one state or any one government. But, you know, you spoke about debate as the essence of democracy. Purely as a lay person looking at our politics right now, do you really honestly think, hand on heart, there is any space left for debate anymore? We've got repeated disruptions inside Parliament. We've got very, very acrimonious exchanges. We have allegations from the Union Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, no less, that Rahul Gandhi is a danger for the country. Where is the space left for any kind of debate anymore? Clearly, both sides are almost daggers drawn.
What is happening on your screen right now? Is that a compliment to the country? What is transpiring on your screen right now? So does the word of the Parliamentary Affairs Minister ring true when you watch this very site on your channel right now? Knowing that there are foreign delegates there, knowing that there are foreign companies there, knowing that there are Indian hopefuls there, knowing that there's no Prime Minister or BJP Neta on site, that what you attack is India's prospects. So in reflection of what is being shown on your screen right now of what the Congress worker did at the AI summit,
right,
does Kiran Rijiju sound prophetic?
Smriti ma'am, 10 years down the line, how do you think the country will remember today?
10 years down the line?
How do you think
Why
the
10
country...
years? 5 years down the line? I think the outrage will sustain. Indians as average citizen, and I can't speak for everyone, but my experience is they are okay when they see political entities clash on ideological issues. They consume debates and deliberations. They reflect on it. But what Indians do not forget is an attack on Indian interests.
Okay. And what do you have to tell
And that is where the Congress party has indulged in a huge mistake. Prime Minister Modi has on more than one occasion said, attack him by all means, but don't attack India. And that's exactly what the Congress party did today.
Right.
They didn't attack Modi, they attacked India.
Ma'am, and what would your response be to those people who say that even BJP used to protest during Congress rule? What would your response be? Because today people are talking about the Commonwealth Games protest as well.
In an international summit, disrobing themselves? Can you show me such an evidence?
Okay,
Have
finally,
you ever seen a BJP person physically disrobing themselves in an international summit which upholds Indian interests? No.
Finally, I want to ask you, ma'am,
Never
to
happened.
all the delegates who were present today at Bharat Mandapam, for anyone across the world to whom these images would have been beamed today, as an Indian, as somebody who's been part of government, who regularly engages on behalf of India, what would you like to say to that international audience and the delegates who were today in Delhi watching?
That look at the Indian engineering capacity. That average Indian technologist who has built what is now renowned as the Silicon Valley. That is India. Look at that Sundar Pichai. That is India. Look at that Nandan Nilankani. That is India. Talk about Wipro, talk about Infosys, but also talk about the small backroom offices, the GCCs, 1,700 of them, 2 million Indians servicing those GCCs, creating billions of dollars of opportunities. That is India. These pot-bellied, ugly, shirtless wonders are not India. They are just that ramshackle Congress party member, which is today a political blot on the country.
Okay,
Ms.
thank
Smriti Irani, thank you very much for speaking to us here on NDTV. Of course, the AI Summit had so much more to offer than this sideshow. Of course, the judge ultimately will be the people of the country. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Time for a quick break.